아, 아, morning. Am I supposed to do today's stream is brought to you by? Give me a second. Oh, thank you, Ben. Thank you, thank you. Just kidding. I actually used you. I'm late because I was lazy and I wanted to eat something, so I got something to eat. And then I was in bed, and then I was lazy. Ugh, so lazy. I just used you as an excuse. Hi guys! Thank you, Ren! Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Oh, you tied him up already? Okay, well, like, don't beat him up too hard. Just kidding. I knew that it was gonna be a sad thing. But, to be honest, I had no makeup on and I had cried. But I needed to have some kind of an excuse to be late for stream. That was my excuse of saying, hey guys, I don't want to stream at night. Actually, ever since I took like a huge break of like no streaming and stuff, my motivation did drop a little. But I woke up early to edit my videos, and then I was starting to get hungry, and I haven't felt very good in terms of my stomach and everything, so Anyways, today's stream is brought to you by War Thunder. But I don't know why it says win 7 games. Hello, Lord Serpent Prince. Thank you for the tier 2 sub. Thank you, 감사합니다. I have to put this on social media. War Thunder? Why is my screen always breaking? Do you see that? How do people take pictures of this? I look so pale here. Oh, that looks so bad. I don't know how people do a good job of that. You're taking a photo of your screen. That's the thing, bro. Like, everyone does that. Yeah. Oh, really? Is there a way to, like, not do that? How do I post it on social media? Morning, Nine Dog. When should I play War of Thunder? Do you really benefit from gifted subs? That's a great question. We have done some research about that. That sounds so fancy, guys, right? And the thing is, I don't gain as much through gifted subs. So, like, it's actually better to send it through Stream Element, was the final conclusion. But because yeah, we prefer like hard cash. So it was my first time. Yeah, actually it's better if individuals just start subbing. So that's the thing. I don't think it does. And I should actually, that's a great question, because I have to check if I'm still eligible for oh yeah. I still have to check if I get any eligibility for ads, but I don't think I do because I haven't streamed a lot lately, so I have to check. Oh, do I get this? Oh my god, mine dropped so much. Oh, they changed it like this. Did they? Until your new ad revenue split activates. Running ads with ad incentive program will allow you to earn 55% net ad revenue split. Change your ad minute per hour. Anything or adjust it in ad manager. So they're not paying me anymore through that. See my schedule. So if I have an recommend ad minute per hour. Oh, so if I do 8 minutes ad per hour, I gain $20 to $80. needed to become partner first example, but if you're already partner then, yeah. If I do 7 minutes, it's 18 to 71, and if I do 5 minutes, it's 13 to 51. I think it also is related to my viewer count. Thanks guys for the hype train, by the way. Thanks. So they changed it. They used to do something else, but I guess they changed the ad like this. I'm pretty sure subs are not part of partner requirements. Yeah, I don't think they do, but they might like you. They might admire you more with that, but that's something I would question. Oh shoot, some e-girl. Dude, there's so many e-girls nowadays on just chatting. Already I have 3 unnies with like booba showing. Oh, very nice. Ooh la la! Holy cow! Wow, so many e-girls these days. I just heard a streamer, Prince, you know what that means? You just got scammed. They're using you to make you gift subs to them. Oh, you just heard it. Okay, okay. Hi, Jinkin. Morning. Either you get scammed or they confuse followers and subs. Yeah. They probably do not work together like that, but that's actually funny. Someone would actually say that to you. Dude, now that I think about it, there's so many girl streamers. I feel like streamer is now like a popular job. Oh, like there's this TikTok girl. How is she live capturing her screen? Oh, I'm interested in seeing this. Sorry, I haven't like researched Twitch in so long because I don't know, I was kind of getting sick of Twitch. And like it kind of made me depressed being like, wait, why is she getting more viewers than me? But maybe they provide better content. There's so many content creators these days. It's like everyone can be one. So apparently like in college or like in high school in Korea, everyone wants to be a content creator. They're all going crazy about being like blah 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 stuff. Hello, Malkalide. What the fudge? Hello. Streamer gets 100% of bids, viewer pay more. Yeah. I need a research. Oh, research? Yeah. That's true. Better, quote unquote better. I'm not really researching for something. I'm just looking at other people's stream. Who's streaming right now? Annie's walking 10k challenge. Wow. Oh, guys, I'm also doing a walking content sometime soon. My mom's friend is in charge of the or like she's working and the thank you Prince, thank you. Yeah, so if you give Malkalide a gift sub, now what I have to promise or like what I have to at least think to myself is that he would continue watching my stream every day and then he'll continue to like sub to my channel. That's the only thing I'd get quote unquote benefit from subs.
Hi boss.
Hi Sid, thank you for the resub. Thank you. 감사합니다. What were we gonna talk about? What the fudge is this? Why would I print capture this? You definitely will. That's great. Yeah, okay, so the walking content, my mom's friend works or like she volunteers at a place. So you know how there's a lot of bridges in Korea? So a lot of people commit suicide, like they just jump off the bridge in like near the Han River. But they have this like help call center where they have a number and like you can call people if they're just so feeling depressed. So she does a lot of that. Like she like has her, I think it's like connected to her number and stuff. So she helps out being like, you know, I know you've been like really stressed out and everything, so we're gonna do it. So my mom like donated money there. Or like, yeah. So then she was telling me about like there's this walking event where we're gonna walk to like save, or not like save, but like to show. And I was like, hey, like can I stream there? And then she was like, yeah, of course. Like it's actually it'll benefit them if I could stream, because it's like a way of doing like promotion. So I decided to go and help out with that. So that'll be happening, I think it's like July or April. So one of the things that I plan on doing is like walking for a really long time. So my Friday streams, when I do IRL, I'm gonna be trying to walk a lot. So yeah, and that's something that I really wanted to do. So one thing that I want to add on my stream content is go volunteer. Yeah, because I don't know, it's like I like volunteering and stuff, but I never got the chance of doing that. But like when I was young, I loved volunteering at places. So I'm gonna try to find some organizations that I can help. That's like really beneficial. That will actually benefit them. Like I don't like those organizations where like they scam you into helping out. So like there's a system where they do like tampon, like they give out the girls stuff. Yeah, it's a win-win-win. Yeah, and I like doing those because, you know, I feel like there's a lot of people that needs help around in the world, and I would love to be helping out those people. So if we can like do that, I'll probably have a donation bar on that day, on the day of. And then the amount of money that I gain, I'm just gonna donate to the charity, hoping that they're gonna use it for good cause. That's why I want to go through like my friend, like some places that I know of. Like I can trust a person into recommending that location. So. Hi, Ben. I told you I'll become a non-profit organization. Why is the War Thunder not working? So today I wanted to touch upon a fun case, and then I'll do some stock stream today. One of the things that I wanted to talk about that's been interesting, but I should have found the news about it, and I was like doing some last minute, was oh, by the way, yesterday I hung out with Woogie and Jamie, and one of the shocking things that I heard was people get jealous. It's really depressing how people say really bad things to each other, or like community-wise. Like, I'm really lucky and thankful that none of my viewers at least don't say bad things to me. Maybe you guys can be straightforward, but they're not like very hurtful comment. There was this streamer, I don't even know who that person was, who was playing Overwatch, and like in the game this person was sexually harassing him, and the first like thing I said was like, oh, is it like a girl? Like, how are they, like, because like normally gamer girls get sexually harassed on games. Well, not normally, but it happens more, quite frankly, than like guys. So I was like, oh, like what were she like hearing? And my friend, like, she was like, oh no, like it's a guy. I'm like, what? So like how is he getting sexually harassed in Overwatch? Like, are they saying show me your PP or something? And like it wasn't, that's like not as bad as what I was hearing. It was to a point where it was like, oh, like do you, oh, like I want to like blah 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 your mom blah blah blah. And I was like, that is going way too far. And I was really disgusted by those people. So wow, it was actually really shocking. Oh, so today I'm gonna start streaming so before I continue on with my stock stream, I want to do a little bit of War Thunder. I'm not sure why this is working or is not working, but I'm gonna have it on just chatting while I'm gonna download this game. How do you download this game, guys? How do you... Guys, what's the... They show me the chat bot. There's lots of crazy people in the world. So hopefully those people can be nice. Wait, but it does say it. Did you spell War Thunder wrong? Blame it on Chad. Oh, why is it not working? Gotta use this link. But anyways, hopefully you guys can find a nice human being out there. Or like at least be nice to people. Okay, so today we're gonna play War of Thunder. You know what's kind of funny about this like game promotion? They always say, I should probably not say it on stream. Oh wait, so this game is War of Thunder. It's, let me change it to English. And 2,000 plus playable vehicles. So I guess I'm shooting. We're gonna play on PC. Should I play this later? How does this work? What's this? Extra bonus? Sounds good, doctor. Let's play this later. It doesn't look very fun playably. Oh, really? I've never played it. I guess I'm kind of excited for it. Let me play this later. Because I have to bring my viewer counts up before I start playing. But anyways, today's like fun social issue.
I heard that Comic Sans is divorcing Times New Roman. She said he just wasn't his type.
Thank you, Phantom, for the tier 3 sub. Thank you, 감사합니다. You would make a lot of Ajit comments. Oh, you played with your friends in college? Really? Okay, so the first thing I wanted to bring today to the news is... I found this interesting. I don't know why. I wanted to bring up a lighter topic, but I don't know if I could... Gee. Okay, guys, so the first thing I wanted to talk about for today that I was interested... World news? I want to say world news. So recently I've been just searching on internet of world news. And I definitely wanted to talk about the two things. Two big topics for today would be 인키님 어서 오세요. So the first one is India's population. That was interesting. So why I brought this one up was... Oh, you have COVID? That sucks. So as you guys know, fun fact, India is set to overtake China as world's most populous nation. I actually didn't know that China was in population #1. I honestly thought it was gonna be US, but it's China. Then, I think, but recently India did overcome China's population. So I was gonna read about this, and there's a lot of YouTube channels that talks about why they overcame it. So I did look up some, but I didn't have time. So we're gonna look it up together. And maybe if it becomes fun and interesting, we'll try to see if we can create it into like a 3-minute YouTube video of me just talking about it. Or maybe I can just use this as a long podcast because YouTube recently started podcasts. So today's topic is India sets to overtake China as world's most populous nation. I don't know if I want to say this is scary, but you kind of wonder why this is happening. So India is expected to overtake China as the world's most populous country this year, even though its population growth has been slowing down. But a lot of population growth has been slowing down. Following are some keys about India's demography. That sounds so weird. Where's the accent? Demography? But no, I am streaming tonight for EU time because I'm gonna play Lost Ark. Thank you, Kuro. So, good night, and thank you for the $20 donation. I'll be having not my wedding fund. That's the least I want to talk about right now. But I'll be having my France trip. France. Why does that sound so weird? Because I want to take my mom. France. And I'm gonna take my mom. France. Yeah, what? Today, even like demography sounds so weird. Demography. That sounds so Korean right now to me. Yeah. So thank you so much. I'm hoping to go to TwitchCon. I'm gonna take my mom and see if my brother can take a break at least during the week. So if I get to go, and if my mom said she can go, demography. Thank you. I'm going to hopefully go and stream. I heard streaming there sucks, so I'll have to see. And my mom has to get used to streaming. But yeah. So thank you so much. I'll be having the donate bar soon for that one too, if that's okay with everyone. But other than that, let's get started. Where were we? Yeah, so let's keep anyways, where were we? So there's some key points, guys, of why. In French, France is more a bit France. That's why I was like, I'm used to saying France, but then in English with Wisconsin accent, it's demography. Oh, hey, thank you. So it is accented on the O, demography. But the O is more longer than demographic. Wait, does English follow the same rule as Spanish? This is what happens when you try to like learn a bunch of language at once and it all like gets mixed together. But thank you, Prince, for the $20 donation. Okay, so here's some key points, guys. How long we're gonna be stuck here is that India estimates its population at 1.38 billion. Compared to China's 1.4 billion. Oh my god, I am not gonna be able to pronounce the same. I'm sorry, but Uttar Pradesh, with a projected population of 230 million people, is the country's most populated state. Oh, so it's actually a state. While Lakshadweep, with only 68,000 people, is the least populated. Wow. So a state has 230 million people. Is there any state in the US with this many people? This is actually interesting. So with 27.3% of its population aged between 15 and 29 years, India is among the youngest country in the world. This is what I actually heard, that India is the youngest country. India is among the 8 countries expected to be responsible for more than half the projected increase in global population up to 2050. 8 countries expected to be responsible. So I wonder what the other 7 is. Now, the South Asian nation's annual population growth has averaged 1.2% since 2011, down from 1.7% in the previous 10 years. The use of family planning method. So this we need to talk about later, but in India increased to 66.67% in 2019 to 2021, up to 53.5% in 2015 to 2016. So it increased what, like 15 percentage, roughly 15, 13 something. So India's total fertility rate, the number of children per woman fell to 2 in 2019 to 2021, down from 3.4 in 1992 to 1993. So these are what the key points. So one thing that I always had questioned was, what is this family planning methods, guys? And I heard this actually started in India. So I wonder, there's this FP handbook. Is there any link that I could look into? So I'm gonna look up this Medline Plus. It seems birth control and family planning. So it's actually like a way of... Oh la la, thank you, 감사합니다. $230 is like 100 million less than the whole... Really? Whoa, that's a lot of people. So California actually has 39 to 40 million, and California is known to be a big state, right? But that's not even getting close to how much. It would be actually really scary trying to drive there. And what the heck is... Oh, there... What the... What am I looking at, guys? Is this safe for stream? Can I read this? Okay, so we're gonna go through the key points in this article to see what we should look into. So the first thing we'll talk about that I was really interested in was this Uttar Pradesh, which is located... Oh, it's very north of India, guys. So for those who don't know where it is, I looked up Google. So if this is India, this is where Uttar Pradesh is located. So this has 230, and then Lakshadweep, I think, would be somewhere down there. They were saying south, right? So somewhere down there, maybe. So 230 million people. Wow. Now, if you look at the rank in states, California has the most of 40 million. And next comes Texas, Florida, New York. So their least populated state would be Vermont. Wow. So what's actually the total population of US, guys? So US's total population is 330 million. And wow. Wow. So as of wow, really? That's so crazy. This is really crazy news. So it's at 1.38 billion. India's at 1.38 billion, which means well, like 잠깐만, four times US number. 와, 미쳤다. And then the next key point I would be interested in seeing is India among the 8 countries expect to be responsible for more than half the projected increase in global population. So I wonder what the other 7. How can we look this up? Who is... Maybe if I Google search this, they'll tell me. So the 8 countries that aided to be helping out would be... Hey man. More than half the projected increase in population will be concentrated in just 8 countries. Congo, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, and Tanzania. Tanzania. What do you think Canada is compared to US in percentage? But Canada's big, right? Doesn't that mean there's lots of people, or is that kind of something stupid that I shouldn't be saying? Oh, you want me to guess before looking it up? Canada's population compared to US in percentage is I feel like it would be close number though, no? Maybe like 80% of US population would be Canada? Cuz it is big, right? So when they say these 8 countries are to be expected to be responsible for more than half the projected increase in the global population. Why would it include these? Because there's lots of population there? Let's talk about what's the common concept? Do I want to say concept? What? Wow, I need to read some books. My vocabulary is lacking lately. Canada has less population than South Korea, really? Lack of sexual education? Yeah. Wait, I have a really stupid question. May I ask? Is it rude to say a country is poor, or should I phrase it as a third world country? How would you phrase like that? 뭔가, what would you say? Developing country? So does Korea count as a developing country then? Developing nation? Not anymore. So Korea used to be developing country. Don't swear. If you swear, you're 10 minutes timed out. I'm not even going to go against it. If you mention any politics or any swear word, you're just 10-minute ban no matter what. Okay? Oh, yeah. And that's my rule. That's my like thing. No matter, even if it doesn't say it, I just don't like people mentioning politics on my stream because I don't want to get banned. I want to set me free. Woo. UN 일라면은 Korea was literally nothing in 600? 60s? Oh, 600s? What? Yeah, they were literally nothing in 600. UN 일람에서는 개발도상국 분류로 이제 안 되는데 한국도 그래서 선진국이라고 한다고? 아, 진짜? 아, 애매하다. Were we? Wait, so what is the definition of third world countries? This is kind of like going beyond, but like why I wanted to bring this up, like I don't want to diss any countries, guys. That's the least I wanna, and I don't want to be very like this could kind of consider being racist because if I'm talking bad about a country, then like that's not being smart, right? But like I feel like the common grounds of all these 8 countries is that they're developing, but then. Oh, that's why you guys were saying that the thing about those 8 countries is that they can live off of what they have. Like, they don't need to grow bigger anytime soon. They don't need to develop better. Wow, this is like hard. Oh, really? Oh. They won't get any time. 국가적으로 신흥국인데 경제적으로 선진국인 좀 애매한 국가. 신흥국이 뭐예요? 신흥국이 새로운 국가 같은 건가? 경제적으로 선진국인 애매한 국가긴 하다. 뭔가 엄청 돈 없다? This is really hard. 한국이 다 가지고 있느냐면 그것도 아니기에. 아, 그래. 한국은 원래 선진국으로 분류되었다. 2021년에 UN에서 공식으로 선진국. So Korea is officially not the quote-unquote developed country. The term third world was originally coined in times of the Cold War to distinguish those nations that are neither aligned with the West, NATO, not NATO, nor with the East, the communists. Today, the term is often used to describe the developing countries of Africa, Asia, Latin America, and Australia. China and India are both considered developing? Oh, really? That's really hard. It's a dated term, but it's still used to refer to developing countries. So it's okay to use it, or is this still rude? Because I don't like, when you talk about, sometimes when people talk about the country Korea itself, to me, I sometimes feel bad. And I always say they are stupid. And I want to be careful with terminologies. 선진국이 근데 영어로 뭐지? 산업재해 피해자 규모라든가 노인 빈곤층 부담률이라든가 자살률이라든가 그런 거가 없을 요소들이 많은. So my question, if you have family control planning issues in the country, does that count as a third would that be a factor to see if you're considered as developing countries? Because having lots of kids or having a huge population isn't always good. It's just a correlation, not a determination. Oh. 아, 이건 반영 요소가 아니에요? Oh. But it just happened to be correlated? Oh. 아, 개발도상국, 신흥국이 developing, underdeveloped, developing, advanced가 선진국. So you say advanced country. It's usually just in poor taste to call a country a third world country or poor. That's true. That's why I questioned, right? Always question before you talk about it, especially if you didn't study this material enough. Thank you, joke. 선진국에서 별게 있는 게 아니라 통계적으로 낼 수 있는 지표로 선진국 분류 기준으로 하고. It is not a Wait, what is? Korea is developed country. South Korea is considered developed country. Wow, so it's underdeveloped, developing, developed. Wow, you know, this sounds like old English. You know how we used to be like, what's it? Like, well, yeah. Came. Korea can be proud of how far they've come, overtook many countries in the world, even is in the top 7 economies. Really? I feel like it depends on your context. Anyway, the idea is that do not use third world countries. Ah, okay. So just say developing country to be safe. 아, 그런 식이면 미국은 총기 사고 때문에 선진국 분류 안 된다고? Some people say it's rude, so people try to The US just took away China's favorite trading status, in which developing countries have bigger issues than trying to teach people about having kids. What are their biggest issue? The fudge? 여기 labor도 있구나. Here's a map. Oh, thanks. 개발도상국, 신흥국, 선진국 모두 경제지표로 분류하는 거라고. 아, 감사합니다. It correlates because countries have many children. Ah, industrialized or developed. After you've gone past the developing stage, you're developed. Oh, okay. So we have crazy person on chat. What is this? So we're talking about developed countries or cities. So orange, or what is this? Yellow? Yellow is considered developing country. And then orange is considered least developed country, and then the blue is considered developed country or cities. So US is considered developed, which makes sense. A lot of the Latin American, Central American countries are developing. What is this small country, guys? 이거 뭐야? 여기 어디야? Where is this? And then so this Ah, this is Suriname? A lot of the West European country and North European countries are developed. And then Middle East are still developing, along with lots of Asian countries. So China and India are always a questionable country. 잠깐, I haven't studied my map in so long. But anyways, Japan and Korea, along with Australia, Taiwan. I'm guessing this is supposed to be like Hong Kong and New Zealand. 와, 여긴 뭘까? 잠깐만. 싱가포르도 있구나. And then this is French Guiana? Am I pronouncing that right? It's part of French. Not Suriname. Okay. Old definition, undeveloped country, annual. So this is Macau and Hong Kong are developed, and then Singapore. Guys, I'm going here. Maldives. 여기더라? I actually didn't know Maldives was here. 여기가 뭐더라? This is I'm so stupid. What is this one? This is Vietnam. This thing? I don't want to call it thing, but like this place. So a lot of the Southeast Asian countries, minus maybe Singapore, would be considered developing country. And then next to Vietnam is Cambodia. So I heard Vietnam is the east coast, then Laos and Cambodia would be... Cambodia is actually a least developed country. South, this, yeah, right? 이렇게. And then this is Thailand. And then maybe not that interesting, but a lot of the countries in Africa are least developed. Most of it is least developed, and then some are in the developing. What is this here? 여긴 뭐야? What is the blue dot? Penguin Land? Oh. Mauritius. What is this, guys, then? This blue dot? Do you see my mouse right here? Réunion. Reunion. Blue. Wait, how is it Réunion? Oh, that sounds so fancy. So any countries that are part of France is considered developed country. 섬 위에 so it's Réunion. Not true. It's considered part of France. Wait, why are you guys saying... is this a vacation country for rich people? Le Réunion? Le Réunion? Le Réunion 어디야? The French Francophone countries are technically... So there's still countries in Africa. That are part of France still considered as developing countries. So not all countries that are part of France are... Why? Wait, why? How come certain countries are okay and certain countries are not? So the argument is, I thought that because these two countries were part of France and that's why they are developed, but then that's not the case. And that... So maybe these two are province? So I was creating a statement. Ah, wait, so these are actually more of province. Ah, like Puerto Rico. Ah, so... Territories? So these are more France territories. Territories. Ah, territories. So French Guiana or Le Réunion are more territories, not countries? This one is Département et Réunion de... okay. You are so bad at explaining. You could have just told me that these two are territories. Because you kept saying the word country. So then I was like, oh, why then? If these are... Because that didn't make any sense to me. Then why are these considered developing when this is also country? But because these two are territories or department, overseas department and region of France, that's how they portray it. Okay. Now going back to Indian population. So this statement, this key term is now clear to me that these 8 countries, which are, we can officially say are developing countries, right? Right? Wait, I should check. 잠깐만, Philippines,가 여기고. Guys, where's Congo's here, Egypt here, Ethiopia's here, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, Tanzania. So because these countries are developing countries, is that a right statement that I can even say? That these 8 countries... Wow, this is hard. They have their own constitutions, but still under French rules. Ah, okay. In the administrative divisions of France, the department is one of the 3 levels of government under the national level. This will make it... Okay, I'm not even gonna read that. Is this a lot more than you were expecting? Yeah. No need to make... No, you can't say that they were increasing just because they are developing. Then I wonder why these 8 are expected though. Why would they choose this 8? Because let me be honest with you guys. Now, if I don't think in terms of like... Okay, if I think of it in terms of what I'm used to thinking, is that You know, these 8 countries that we were seeing, we already realized that these 8 countries are in that, but I'm making a prediction. So I'm wondering why they would pick these 8. Regression analysis? But that's the thing I want to know. Wonder why.
Overpopulation doom and gloomers were absolutely wrong. Wrong. And we're going to peak at 9 billion. That's what it looks like. All the projections indicate something around 9 billion, and that's only 2 billion more than we have. Like, it's not nothing. It's still 2 billion people, but at the rate at which we're improving agricultural output and with regards to efficiency of agricultural output, there's no evidence whatsoever that we're going to run out of food. And so we're not going to overpopulate the world and leave everybody like starving on like Easter Island with nothing but giant heads and no trees. That's not going to happen. And in fact, I have a sneaking suspicion that within 100 years, one of the biggest problems that we'll be facing is a declining population, and that'll be worrisome.
Can I be honest with you, M. Kimni? What just happened? 나 뭔 얘기인지 못 들었어. Can we rewatch that, guys? I'm sorry. I just spaced out because I'm trying to understand what you guys were saying. And then I was trying to be like, what? Can I rewatch this? I'm sorry, guys. I just didn't understand what he was saying. But, like, I wasn't listening.
Overpopulation doom and gloomers were absolutely wrong. And we're going to peak at 9 billion. That's what it looks like. All the projections indicate something around 9 billion, and that's only 2 billion more than we have. Like, it's not nothing. It's still 2 billion people, but at the rate at which we're improving agricultural output and with regards to efficiency of agricultural output, there's no evidence whatsoever that we're going to run out of food. And so we're not going to overpopulate the world and leave everybody like starving on like Easter Island with nothing but giant heads and no trees. That's not going to happen. And in fact, I have a sneaking suspicion that within 100 years, one of the biggest problems that we'll be facing is a declining population, and that'll be worse.
So people are making predictions that there's going to be overpopulation. But he is stating the fact that actually, if we compare with the agricultural rate, along with maybe like the population, we would be worrying more about declining population. Oh wow, this is interesting, guys. I hope you guys are having fun and that you guys are using your brain, because this is day 2 of me coming back to stream to do my businessy related content, and I don't know about you guys, but my brains are fried. I just came back from a wedding where we looked at like pretty dresses and like flowers and and here we're talking about population. This is amazing. This is really, really fun. So personally, my personal opinion, I'm not saying my opinion is always correct. You guys can always well, before I say my personal opinions, I'm gonna read you guys what you guys think. So let's talk about maybe this, because it's kind of related to what we're trying to talk about today too, is the population growth and actually, or declining. Because actually what I was looking into and what has been really interesting to me lately is that, as you guys know, Korean birth rate has been decreasing a lot. It's what, like less than 1? And is it 0.73? And so if you see Korea in the future like terms, Korea's not gonna do so well in terms of population and everything. What's shocking is that if you hear about like the number of kids in a classroom these days, it's been dropping down to like 20 when it used to be like 40 to 50. And a lot of like kindergartens in Korea are going out of business because there aren't that many kids anymore. So this is all interesting, guys. But anyways, I'm gonna try to read what you guys are saying to see and think what I want to think about. Now, if this is using your brain too much, you guys can just listen to me talk. I'm just gonna try to analyze what people are trying to say, what people are thinking. But always remember that whatever we're saying on chat or on here are not always the correct answer. And the reason why I bring this up is that, you know, sometimes you need to think. You know, there's more in life that you can do, and you guys are still young, so it's always important to think about social issues that's coming out, and that we all need to, you know, like be aware of what the issues are. Unless you just want to YOLO your life and keep watching like Oh Yeah Unnies, then I guess that's fine too. So like, watching Oh Yeah Unnies is not a bad thing, guys, and I would rather watch Oh Yeah Unnies right now. But I think talking about these type of life issues is very important, and it's something that we all wanted to do without like punching each other, right? So hopefully we'll get to a point where we're not, instead of saying no, you're wrong, we can kind of phrase it in a nice way. This is another way for you guys to practice the way you want to speak, of not just saying no, you're wrong. You'd be like, oh, I see your point, but I see more of this. Maybe that's too much expectation from Twitch chat, but I see you guys are more as a human being. I have faith in you guys. So what is, oh sorry guys, I didn't mean to hit that. So what is the statement for overpopulation? What are the background, what are the evidence that they're bringing out when they talk about overpopulation in the future life? If everyone in the whole world lives as a densely populated as NYC, everyone would fit in Texas? Really? That's so scary extended. This is legit true? Can boss cast a vote for overpopulation story is quite legit and it's not happening. Ah, okay. Poll. So I just created a poll. Someone wanted to state to see that like if this is what are your opinion? This is all your opinion. We're not saying something's true or false, but a 2.1 to keep population stable. Ah, same in Japan. I heard. I literally heard. No one wants to be a... Oh yeah. Korean housing. Speak for yourself, I'm gonna be 35. Dude, 35 is not old on my chat, though. My chat is in the 30s. I want Zoomer, man. You are young, man. We have people in the 50s. You better respect. And we have Kathmandu was like, what, 60? Thanks, Mark, for the rules. Yeah. How far is she reading? Just the trend in the population. Every year, population of the world grows. That's really interesting. Cause I'm in Korea, right? I just hear Korean news, and all they say is Korea's going to die soon. There will be no Korea because the birth rate is so low. So in the future, in like the long-term future, like there's not gonna be any kids anymore. So if the world lived in a single city, San Francisco, London, Houston. Wow. 6.9 billion people lived in one city. How long? 와, 뉴욕 이렇게. In 2000 we had 6.1 billion. We have 7.8 billion now. Wow. Happy birthday, Phantom. I remember when I was 35. What? Okay, I feel better now. So we do have one person who believes in the overpopulation scenario, but mostly people are thinking that it's not gonna happen. So where were we? 잠깐만. How did we even get to over? Because actually, did you know that most of the birth rate has been dropping? I was watching this YouTube video yesterday or this morning, right before, because I wanted to bring this topic. And one of the article that I was seeing was that the reason why India and China has, India has surpassed China was that in the around 2020, year 2020, the rate of death and the rate of birth has crossed, because it used to be like higher than that. But can I link an interesting 2-minute video if you wanna donate to my stream to share it? That's the best. And then if you want to share it on chat, you can sub to my channel. That's also the best. Oh. People historically are known to migrate to other better countries, so overpopulation in a country will not. Overpopulation in a country will not gonna happen. Will not happen. I feel like once you are financially stable, you tend to turn more YOLO instead of wanting to have kids and have a future. And this is just my prediction because, people around me are very financially stable, and all they say is, first of all, in terms of girls, I always hear, I don't want to go through of having the pain of having a kid. Like giving birth is just painful, and me losing, my weight and everything. So they don't want to go through that. And then they also say something about I just want to live single. Like I don't care about meeting guys, but I don't want to get married. So they want to lose weight. Yeah, that's true. When you're young, and if you weren't stable, financially stable when you were young, you can't probably travel. So, one of the things, if I wanted to talk about like my marriage and stuff, kind of related to having kids and on all these stuff. And one of the things that I realized, which kind of relates to what Tammy and I were talking about yesterday, is that, you know, Tammy also likes traveling, and I always wanted to be a traveling streamer because when I was young, I wasn't financially stable. But once I started like the streaming job, at least you guys were like financially, you know, helping me out, and it's really fun doing IRL stream like in other countries. Shockingly, like I feel more excited and like I have more attention when I'm IRL. But then once I'm married, or like, you know, I've been living with Mia for a very long time, and I knew like if we're gonna get married, I felt bad just leaving him in the house and I'm just traveling around the world. So it's much better to be single to do that. And I think that's one of the biggest part why a lot of girls didn't want to get married. So so he was always like, I felt bad that I would be traveling to other places. Like when I was going to Amsterdam, like I was like, it'd be nice if I could go with him, but obviously he has a job. So something like those kind of suck. And that's why people were like, a lot of my girlfriends were like, you know, that's probably one of the bad things of having like a marriage life is that we can't really travel. So. Or disagree, it's an age bracket thing. I'm a boomer and damn near everyone is married and or has a kid. What? So you're a boomer and everyone around you are married? Well, like, I don't know how old you are, but like, first of all, the marriage average age has increased a lot. Nowadays, getting married around 30 is really early. A lot of my friends did say I was getting married really early. So like, you know, once the girl hits maybe like 33, 34, now they're kind of thinking, yeah, I should get married. But the problem is that you can't get kids easily, unfortunately, especially for women. I think once you start aging, it's kind of hard. And I'm in War Thunder right now. Thanks for telling me. Being single is rare in this bracket. That would be something interesting to see. Maybe it really depends on where you live. I feel like a lot of people that I know of who are in 30s are probably single. Not by choice. 너무 슬프다. Boom. Hi, Boomy. 잠깐만. So where were we? So now let's kind of go through the reason why this is happening, guys. Why do you think India has overtaken China in terms of population? I know someone earlier stated the fact that China had the one child policy for a very long time. I forgot when, but it was till 2016. And so what's really funny about this news that I was watching some other streamer talk about it was that, you know, there are now, so people getting married in China is also really hard. That female in China are actually having fun choosing guys, because there's a lot of guys. So as you guys know, a lot of Asian countries, and maybe like other countries, but back in the days they used to like guys more. They found guys more helpful. So in China, you really wanted to have a guy in the family. So you know, like in that age range, there's a lot of, it's either like one only child guys, or like, you know, you start having kids until you get a guy, and then you don't know what happened to maybe like the girls and stuff. So nowadays people are in, like, the Chinese guys are having so much trouble trying to marry a Chinese girl, because the ratio between guy to girl is kind of like nonsense. There's so many guys. So I think I was reading a news where it was like they're now actually looking into not only money, but also like how their family is, what they're going to give to me, and like how good they're looking. So they're being really like careful in terms of marriage. So I just found this very interesting, the fact that that was happening, and that's probably why maybe the birth rate in China has been decreasing compared to India, because at least India wasn't having that rule. So and when I was reading about this news, it seemed that a lot of people in India were having maybe or at least like the family planning thingy, family planning thingamabobbers wasn't going on well, methods, like at the time. So I guess people are having more kids than they could maybe afford, or maybe it's affordable for having that many kids in India. So 8,000-year-old country to what? Young people are chasing the shiny things and don't want kids. Yeah, that's happening in Korea too. And I think that's, so there's a little joke where what's happening in Japan will be like 10 years of what's gonna happen to Korea. And you know, you kind of see the lifestyle in Japan is that they're now getting used to eating by yourself. You know, like you don't really need to eat with someone. It's not embarrassing to eat with someone and everything. So like you're gonna stay single the whole time. And yes, they've had the issue with the whole feminism issue and stuff. Like, I see the point that they wanted to get is that, like, long time ago, you know, how they're used to saying that females shouldn't be working at a place. Of course, that's a bad thing, but some people took it to an extreme, which is really bad. And that's actually causing this female-male fight in Korea to an extreme. So a lot of people are saying, of course, that's what females do. And guys are and then females are also saying vice versa. Like, this is why I don't want to get married. So it's getting worse and they need to do something about it. But if they're going to side one side or the other, it's not going to get any better. So what's really shocking in Korea is that they're watching more variety shows. The reason why there's been a lot of variety shows related to marriage or like dating, I don't know if you guys realize on Netflix, but in Korea there's been a dating show. There's been like a bunch of dating shows. One of the shockingest dating show that I was hearing in Korea, guys, this is Korea, was that it's like couples were joining this dating show, but those two couples were not in good terms, so they had the chance of meeting other people within the couple, like the massive couple or story. I was like, what am I hearing? Like, is this Korea? This is like, I have never heard of this in US either. So, and what I was shocked when I talked to some of my girlfriend was that they would rather watch this than date someone, because this is more entertaining and I could kind of live vicariously through them, because all the people that was in this program were like obviously good looking, rich, probably some doctor, blah 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 blah. There's a little story behind that too, but it was just kind of like, this is really depressing. The fact that they're trying to live vicariously through this program instead of like maybe doing some like making yourself become one of those people was shocking and depressing, but at the same time probably a good reason why the birth rate in Korea is dropping. So, and I think the biggest thing it had to do with would be how developed the social media is in Korea. Like I mentioned, my wedding was much easier to plan out because of the social media, but if I kept looking at it, I was also getting depressed because I was seeing so many girls being like, oh my god, I'm getting married at this venue, and like my husband, like my fiance, bought me this like 3-carat diamond ring with this amazing luxurious hotel proposal that was happening, and you're just sitting there being like, that is so crazy. Of course, like luckily for me, I don't have that ideal fantasy of how I wanted to get proposed and everything. Of course, like it'd be nice if I got a nice proposal, but like it didn't need to be at like this fancy Signiel hotel with like the fancy stuff. So anyways, what is India's caste system? Time to move to China. According to my Chinese, you have a kid, Luaranim? Oh, friend, okay. No one actually, yeah, my friend has one sister and one brother. Sorry, I'm reading chat because I missed it. I just waited for you guys to chat a lot, and then I'm just going to read through because it also gives me a moment to stop, to not use my voice too much, and for me to like read through what you guys said because it's kind of funny. It's not funny, but there's a lot of things to like read about. 인도는 발전할 수 없는 게 99% 사람이 세금을 안 낸대요? 그거 혹시 증거 있어요? 그 영어 영문으로 뭐 있어요? 그거 읽어보게. You can eat with others? That was a choice? Oh. You normally get embarrassed if you eat by yourself in Korea, but yeah. You don't have to eat by yourself. 아, 계좌이체를 해서 세금을 안 낸다고? It's not like revenge though. It's more like different ways. You know, it's kind of like fantasy. Don't you ever wanted to, you know, you have a significant other, whatever, like but maybe he's not good at checks. He has a small PP. Okay, so I have to talk in guys' terminology. Maybe your significant other really hates checks, or like she won't have checks if the lights are turned off. If the lights aren't turned off and you are showered and you have Brazilian waxing. I know it's going a little overboard, but you know, and you really hate Brazilian waxing. It's painful. I just can't stand it. Why am I even doing this? You know, blah 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 blah. And don't you sometimes like fantasize? Maybe people wanted to fantasize being like, you know, I was watching this like porn the other day, and I have a girlfriend, but what if I just get to have sex with some other like smexy Ani who doesn't even care about my Brazilian waxing? I don't know. So it's not more for revenge, but for some people to fantasize about like cheating on someone without cheating on someone. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, is it called transit love? Was this done in US? Do you think India is a threat to Europe? Not really. Should it be a threat? 모바일 오타 많이 나죠. A societal tier system. Ah, wait, I've heard of this. It's a tier system in India. Hi, Jerry. Ah. Wait, but I don't understand the transition of why if rural people won't be able to move up in the caste, why would they mass produce babies? Hi, Kino. If lights equals off and what the fudge? Yeah, but like my main point of that story was people would fantasize about cheating, and that reality show was a good way of doing that. Because agriculture is free labor. Ah, so they would mass produce children to work because they can't get up in a better system. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, well, I've been drinking a lot of water. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. 야, 나 그대로지 않아? 귀요미! 야, 2years라고 하니까 나 너무 늙어 보인다. I sound so old. 그거, you know? Oh my god, I'm so clumsy. Oh my god. I think I consider myself thick. 점점 이게 느낌이 이상해지는데. I don't know if this is the wrong to the snap. Yeah, I always pick up prostitutes. What? I like to pick up prostitutes. A bat. Why am I so tired all of a sudden? GTA. GTA? We're talking about GTA? But they make a joke. I had no idea what you were talking about. Why all of a sudden prostitutes? She looked worried for a bit. She's like, am I streaming with the right girl? Chat, I think she's trying to kill me, guys. 어머야. By the way, I hope you're enjoying today's discussion. Don't forget to follow and sub. 현육캠이 뭐야? Okay, so why do only 5% of Indians pay income tax? 5%, guys. How can the government survive with 5% tax pay? So everyone was scared to file their returns. People tailed their income, score through exemptions, calculated the tax they were liable to pay, and made some submissions to tax authorities. So only 5.8 people? What the heck? What is core? Ah! Wow, that's 10,000. Well, that's so much people. Okay, so here now they're saying only about 40% of India's population is currently employed or looking for jobs. So that got something 130 figures. Looking for a job isn't the same as being gainful employed. What is this measurement that they're using? I've never heard of this measurement. So they do pay tax, just not on their income. When they buy a pack of biscuit, they pay GST. Oh. A rupee. So they say they don't pay tax on their income. Why? Then there's agriculture income. A good chunk of Indians are employed in the agriculture domain, and while most of them struggle to make a living, there are few who take home a fairly decent sum. So all agriculture income is exempt, and that leaves even more Indians out of the... So agricultural income is exempt, and that's what most people do. And then just... income tax in general seems like it's exempt. So this is rupee? 이거 뭐야? 이거 top 10% of Indians have an annual income of 300,000 rupee. And 500,000 rupee threshold is extremely relevant. Rupee? Oh, it's the same. If you don't make money, you don't pay income tax? Ah. Is extremely relevant because the... 여기 써있네. And 500,000. 그치? Because it's 5 lakh lakhs, which is 550 man. So if they make less than 500,000 rupee or 5 lakhan, they don't pay a tax on their income. So they're actually legally not obligated to. So it's not their fault. It's the government's doing. Ooh, how much is 5 lakh? $5 LAKH in USD. So this 500, well, sorry, it's not 500,000, it's 5 million. So if they make less than 5 million Indian rupee, it's roughly 뭐냐, 1십, 100, 1000만, $60,000. If they make less than $60,000 annual salary, annual income, 아니 5 lakha is 6 아니 5 Indian lakh is $61,281. 61,000, not 6,000. Eh? But I internet searched. 이건 뭐야 그러면? What is this? Why they put? I put 5 이거인데? What the heck? Oh wait, what the? 이거 아니야? 5 Indian lakh is 이거 아니야? What is this? You searched. Is this different? 이렇게 해볼까? So it is 50,000. 500,000. It's 6,000. So if they make less than $6,000 a year, of course. 잠깐만, $6,000 is what is their? Less than 500 per year, yeah? Per month? So if they work 5 days a week, how many days? How many weeks? 4 weeks in a day. 28 working days, right? What's 500 divided by 28? So less than 17 per day. So this was important. You know what's funny is I read here and I was like, what is this? And then I would just skim through. So it is not their fault. It's not their fault. So do you think the government has to change this rule for them to get some income? Because this is actually really sad. And the fact that they don't pay agricultural income. Is it just regular to not pay the agricultural income? Thank you, Kino. Thanks for doing my math for me. But 17 per day. But I wonder what the how much like living cost is in India. The interest in such industry is going down too much these days. Really? What is disposable income? Wait, so agricultural income isn't just paid all around? You should try to incentivize agriculture. Actually, in Korea, they are incentivizing agricultural business because I think they like even if your agriculture thing failed. 뭐냐? What the fudge am I saying, Jinri? That is you're starting to lose your mind. But agricultural income is what you eat. Really? Wait, but they say this is good chunk of Indians are employed in agriculture. So do farmer pay tax? So farmers do get paid, but they don't have to pay income tax. Oh. What are they known for in terms of growth? Should we play Age of Empire? Would that help? You know what's really good? The fact that my brother isn't watching this, he'd be sighing right now. He'd be kind of disappointed because he made me watch all those like nerdy stuffy boobie bop people. Like hated it. This is actually really interesting. And then we have a news of Seattle becomes first US city to ban cat. Oh, really? Ah. World's largest producer of milk pulses juice and ranks as the second largest for rice, wheat, sugarcane, groundnut, vegetable, fruit, and cotton. Leading producer of spice, fish, poultry, livestock, and plantation crops. 와, 그러니까 거의 다 하네. Good at killing. 그러네. So let's kind of wrap this news up, guys, if you guys are okay, because we talked a long time about the Indian population and the growth, and it seems like there are lots of issues. I don't know if I wanted to call it an issue, but reasons why they are overtaking it. Like having more population isn't really like neither good or bad, but I just found this very interesting. But I guess it makes a good reason why. But I feel like there are things that they still could improve on in terms of the country itself, and I wish them the best. But I think the most shocking thing would be definitely the caste system. But yeah, I think they need to do a good job of managing. So that's all for the India story. India research. But I could also kind of see why people would want to move to US. Because I think definitely the caste system kind of sucks. Especially if you have some like potential in certain areas, but like you can't move on, like you can't get any better. That would suck. And like you're born in that area of like being a farmer. Not saying being a farmer sucks, but you kind of want to do what you want to do in your future life. So it's hard. This is hard, but it's shocking and nice at the same time in terms of the population. Nice? I don't know how I wanted to wrap this up, but We'll have to see how this goes on. If China would be actually disappointed that they lost first place in the world's most populous nation. So I don't know, maybe they're trying to get some kids or something. Okay, now let's read some other actual stock news. This was just random social issue. I don't want to call it a social issue, but random social stuff going on. But in terms of stock news today, what should we talk about? Oh, I like this. Oil price again rose. So one thing I hate doing about stock is that it's so depressing. I feel like for the past like 2-3 months, all I've been able to talk about related to this was the market sucks. Everything's bad. Everything's expensive. Your life is supposed to be miserable right now. And that's what I've been saying for the past couple of days, which is really sad too, so. Okay, April 3rd of 2023. So it was a Monday for me. Or yeah, it's a Monday. So Apple is going after the classical music market with new app. Really? So last week, Apple released Apple Music Classical, a standalone streaming app designed for concerto connoisseur. After it released, the app shot straight to #1 in App Store as fans of classical music who've long been left behind in the switch to streaming swiped and tapped through the 5 million tracks. So they actually created a new app for classical music. The initial popularity of the app is surprising. It revealed that classical music captures just 0.9% of on-demand audio stream, which is way behind rock, pop, country, and Latin. Definitely nowhere near the broad defined R&B hip-hop genre, which accounted most 30% of streams. Classical music may never truly be pop, but it's also clear that as a genre, it's been poorly served by the streaming revolution. And it's all because of the metadata, which means data about other data. So in this context refers to the music supplementary information, where a song file typically includes the song name, artist name, length, and album, to mention but a few. The taxonomy works for most music, but for classical, the system breaks down. Bach concerto have been recorded many times, but by different orchestras, with different soloist arrangement, conductors, publishers, producers. Indeed, even the simplest piece of metadata, track name, can be confusing. Take Mozart's popular Moonlight Sonata. That piece comes in 3 movements and was originally marked Sonata una Fantasia, but the full name is technically Beethoven's 14th Piano Sonata, Opus 27, number 2. So there is a new classical app. Who likes listening to classical app these days? And give me a moment, I'm gonna get some water. Big fan of Paganini? Really? But you no! Ah! I spilled my yogurt and it is disgusting right now. Give me a second. Ah! Well, it's one of those like disgusting like thick. It looks so wrong right now. 단추님 어서 오세요. 단추님 이름 바꿨다. 야마. Scared the crap out of me. Guys, my room got so hot. Ah. Ew. As I was watching some streamer the other day, I don't even know why, but I turned on Twitch and I was like, oh, who's this new recommended streamer? The fudge? Hello, focus. Okay, there you go. And they were like talking in this such a nice voice. They were so sweet. They're like, hi. They were like Lessa. So I was like, I wish I had that nice, sweet voice that people like. Mine's too manly. I fight with too many people. So anyways, Apple has a new app. I kind of want to try this because I like listening to classical music too. But I do find this part very curious. So when I listen to classical music, I don't really like... Maybe I'm not a huge classical music fan, but I don't think I'm one of those people that like looks for music depending on who played it, like which orchestra played it, which soloists. So I feel like the app is definitely only catered towards like huge classical fans, but I think it's nice that they just created their own app. Now, how would you get young generation people to listen to? Too hard, right? There's no way they can even win against R&B and hip-hop. I think it's just... Actually, I wonder why they actually created a separate app for this. Now, small banks have seen billions of dollars of outflows in recent weeks. We should probably change this. Wait, I'll be back. That's really fake! I don't know if you guys noticed, I had to like open the doors because it was getting really hot in the room right now with all the lights like shining towards me. So I was like, oh my god, I'm actually steaming hot right now. Holy cow. Fun and exciting news. So small banks have seen billions of dollars of outflow in recent weeks. Outflow. So people are taking money out? So 4 weeks up to May 6th, 2020 saw 290. Deposited around the time of the first stimulus check. So this is the huge moment of deposit. But then recently, it's been 165 billion withdrawn from small banks over the past 4 weeks. But you don't really... Do you actually search classical music depending on like orchestra as well? Like, okay, so if I were to listen to classical music, I wouldn't care who the artist is. I mean, having the different soloists might be great, but... I guess at that point, who would be counting as a soloist, right? Anyways, moving on. Banks, guys. 165 billion withdrawn from small banks. And I think this has to do with the Silicon Valley issue going on. March was a month to forget about banks, as smaller institutions bore the brunt of the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. So they are officially done, right? That crisis split out of financial circles onto social media feeds, as depositors wondered aloud about the security of their assets, with some concerns enough to move their money somewhere else or elsewhere. Indeed, Federal Reserve data shows that over the past 4 weeks, small banks in the US have seen 165 billion withdrawn. That's the largest 4-week withdrawn number since records began in 1973, representing about 3% of total deposits. So during the pandemic, these smaller banks helped hand out billions in PPP. So this is the stimulus check, and that's where they pointed out that they've seen a lot of deposits. However, as depositors lost faith in smaller institutions, they've turned to the industry behemoth. What is this? The behemoth as a safe haven for their cash. The 25 largest US banks saw a 120 billion increase in deposit in the first week following the 2-bank collapse. So why would people use smaller banks? Is that a weird question? Because okay, so Chase is a bank. And I actually use UW Credit Union, so the like the school bank that they have. But I always wondered why there were other banks. So if I mean, like, I only have one bank, but I realize a lot of people have multiple banks that they choose to use. And I never found the reason of having multiple banks, because you could still create different bank accounts in the banks though. Yeah, I only have one as well. And then like I'm using the one with my mom too. So smaller banks have lesser annual fees. Really? Different levels of service, features, and rates? So what do banks actually provide? I want to know about that. Bank features? Should I write it like that? So multiple banks to get full FDIC coverage. What's that? What is FDIC coverage? So what is FDIC? It's the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is an independent agency of the US government that protects bank depositors against the loss of their insured deposits in the event that an FDIC or saving associate fails. So this is Federal Deposit Insurance. Oh, we're done with the India talk. Huh? Wow, you learned this in high school? 난 처음 들었는데. So, how do you... eh? But this is for failed banks. Having multiple... 왜 이걸 이해 못하지? So if a bank fails and I have a standard deposit insurance amount, so they would, if a bank fails, they would give me $250,000 to me. So let's say I'm using Jinri Bank and one day Jinri Bank just fails because everyone started depositing and I had no money to replace. So FDIC comes, but I must somehow get eligibility to receive this insurance. Right? So if you have more than 250k, you up to니까. Wait, so what if I had two accounts and both accounts had 250k and later that bank failed? Let's say Jinri Bank. I had two accounts in Jinri Bank, each with 255k. Now that failed. Does that mean I get 500k? Or do I just get 250? Because although I'm the depositor, I had two different accounts with that money. The second question? Where? 이건가? I wanted to ask you this, but what was the biggest financial conspiracy you came to know which later turned out to be true? I'm not sure. I don't even know if I had one. No, well, I don't see it. In third case, deposit exceeds. Can't you have... I think you can have multiple accounts in a bank. Right? Wait, that's a... Google search. Can you have multiple bank accounts with the same bank? Yeah, you can have multiple checking accounts at the same bank. And you actually want to have multiple checking accounts. Yeah. But then... I guess it would only work if you have joint account then. Of course, I don't have 250k on my bank account, but just in case. Ownership category? Deposits are insured up to at least 200. 그러니까 the FDIC adds together all single accounts owned by the same person at the bank and ensures. Ah. Ugh, 졸려. Guys, I'm starting to get tired again from reading all this because I'm using too much brain power. Sure. So maybe that's why there's the other accounts. How many banks are there? Banks. Sir, you gave me a 28 PDF. You 28 page PDF. You really want to you really want me to read this? Oh, citing sources. So I was like, thank you for the 100 bits. Eh? Why? Because of Georgia. Wait, what's wrong with Georgia? So actually the number of banks have been decreasing lately. Ah, they have some weird law about not letting banks cross county lines. So they just create multiple banks in the same company? That's so weird. Sometimes I don't view states as states. I view them as like country. So I'm thinking, guys, do you think it's important? No, actually, I see why people would then have multiple banks, but I would think this would only occur to those who have at least, who make a lot of money. Like, honestly, how many of you guys have $250,000 in your bank account? Wait, is that most of you guys? Some sources state that a bank before the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, some well-known Israel bank, up to $1 billion. Oh, I didn't know about that. Cause personally, if I don't have 250k, I don't think I'll have that much money anytime soon either. So if that's the case, would I want to have multiple banks for me to care? What's really interesting is actually Mia has like 4 or 5 banks that he actually manages, and I was like, do you really? I'm okay, so I'm one of those persons, I like being organized, but like I don't want to deal with a lot. So I have my bank account, one in Korea and one in US, right? And what's good about the Korean one, until I lost one of my cards, was that I actually have 2 cards, and they told me that I could identify one card would be used for tax, and then one card would be used like streaming related stuff, and then the other card would be used more for like my daily stuff. So then I was like, okay, if that works, then I don't see the point of using, you know, like having multiple bank account. But like Mia has like 5 or 6. And I always wondered why people would have that much bank account, but especially like those ones that are in like the smaller one, like the small banks, I don't see the point of using it. And sorry guys, but talking about bank accounts, I forgot my tax return. I think my tax guy's gonna hate me. Oh yeah? Not MME being mine right now? What? Hi Dolly. Georgia not in the top bank account? Oh really? It's entirely possible that a bank collapse was staged, but at the same time, I have evidence equivalent to that of the existing unbooked Bigfoot. Oh! If a rich guy takes out 1 million in the bank, does that mean bank's gonna collapse though? Maybe it was all, I don't know. I don't even want to think about the Silicon Valley. No matter what happened, like maybe we can make different assumptions of why that might have happened, but just in general, like that sucks. Just in general, whatever happened to Silicon Valley, and like we have different reasons of why maybe, or different things that they could have done to make it better, but that did not happen, right? So hopefully other banks would realize that, but that definitely like, you know, caused a huge issue, at least in like California or like every places using the Silicon Valley Bank and other place near it. So, and I think we made a conclusion saying, hey, you know, we have to blame it on like somewhat of the social media, because everyone now can look at social media. Like we have access to that, right? So you gotta make everything concise but precise at the same, or no, sorry. You need to make everything short but precise, that people who hate reading, including me, are going to read it in like 3 lines and understand everything, every context. Which is somewhat depressing, but that's, you know, like that's how the world works, so. You can't really do anything about that, right? Anyways, so let's continue on the next one. Yeah. You feel smart watching my stream? I never feel smart. Have to fit all the information in the headline? Yeah, which is somewhat stupid, but like I have to agree on. I want to understand everything in this 2 line. If I don't, I'm not gonna read it. And you know, that's how short works. While I was editing my shorts, or like, you know, my videos today. Hey Raymond. What shocked me the most was people aren't going to watch 15 minutes of my, or 15 seconds of my video. And that's shocked me. For instance, I was talking to Tammy yesterday and she was like, I've been just uploading 15 seconds. She didn't upload the full, like not like the full, but you know how Twice's new dance, the Set Me Free, they have this section, but she didn't upload that. I was like, oh, why didn't you upload it? She's like, no one's gonna watch me. She's kind of very harsh on herself, sometimes I realize that, but like she said, no one's gonna watch me like past 10 seconds of my dance. And that was just so depressing. You know, that is like the most depressing thing to say. Because when someone creates a film, a video, we were used to, at least our generation, we're used to watching a 1-hour film. But nowadays, no one even wants to go watch a 2-hour movie, 1-hour movie. They all just watch it on YouTube because people upload like the 20, watch this movie in like 20 minutes. You know, it's sad, but it's also good because, you know, who has quote unquote time for watching movies? I would rather get every information short and, you know, like up to date. So yeah, and that's really depressing. But as a content creator, of course I have to adjust myself to that genre. So I've been making a lot of short films. So like to this morning, right before I was about to stream, until like I was really lazy, and then I was like, I don't want to put on makeup, blah blah blah. I was editing my music video reaction, and I was like, I need to have those like so catchy reactions, or else no one's gonna watch me. And it was, and then it clicked. I was like, this is really depressing that I'm trying to like fit in with the Zoomers, but you know what can I do, right? It's a market that I always wanted to, you know, win against. So, and yes, people do have attention span of a goldfish. Like even when we have small talks with girls, it just goes all over the place. Like you talk about A, you talk about B, the next thing you notice, you're just talking about really random stuff. And you're like, oh my God, can we just like focus on one thing? So, that's why some people might find my stream boring, because I like talking about one thing, like identifying, because if I don't understand it, I don't want to make a fool of myself. For instance, you guys would have laughed at me or even like reported me of like racist to Twitch if I were to be like, by the way, all these 8 countries were third world countries, and because they're poor, like who would have watched me? They'd be like, maybe some crazy people might have been like, yeah, I don't know. But you know, I wanna provide with fun, interesting information that are like true with evidence. So I need to be harsh. I don't need to be harsh on myself, right? But anyways, so hopefully we'll take some time to read about the news. But to some other people, it might find this a little too boring or too slow. But what can you do? What can you say? You want to give the right news out, right? And I think that's also one of the biggest problem with news these days. I was watching like ABC News, BBC News, and everything was literally like a minute and 30 seconds. I wanted to do my research on the India and China reason, and it was 3 minutes long. And I was like, how can you tell me what the problem was in 3 minutes? And the person who were talking were like rapping like this, and like I have no clue what they were saying, blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, you need to like chill out. But even 3 minutes, people won't watch it. So I find this very interesting, and the fact that people are adjusting to this trend is nice. I don't know, nice. But I swear maybe in like 5 years we're gonna go back to watching long films, long videos. So that's probably when I'm gonna wait until I'd be proud to say, hey guys, now you guys can watch my video. Maybe you guys will finally get interested in my video now. Thank you, Jolly. No, I get bored of my own videos, so I can't say anything. Owning real estate or renting it? I mean, who has money to even own a real estate? It's the same case in Korea. You can't have a wedding without your parents' help. Like, if I had $250,000 in my bank account, I wouldn't even needed my mom's help of, you know, getting a nice venue. I'd have just been like, you know, but it's impossible, right? So I just think that if you can own one, yeah, that'd be great in like the future. But like, if you can't own one, you have to rent it. Even if you're like what can you do about it though? I wish I own a house. Guys, buy me a house, guys. Anyways, let's move on. Did you hear about Los Angeles real estate tax for properties over a certain price? No, I did not. Should we talk about that? Is that fun? But anyways, I wanted to move on to the next. I guess this is kind of continuing what you guys are talking about, maybe? So for the first time in the US, most millennials own rather than rent. So millennials can own a house? How? So majority of US millennials can no longer count themselves as member of Generation Rent. New analysts reveal that 2022 was the first year that buyers outweighed renters. So 51.5%. Oh, really? How are they owning? Are they just dealing with the current mortgage rate? Millennials' home ownership is at the all-time high in America. Many in the generation clearly feel the reality of getting a foot on the property ladder is still some way off, with 18% reportedly planning to rent forever. Ah, millennials now in their 40s? Many millennials... Ah. So what are they calling, like... They need a really, like... I just really hate the term millennial. Because, like, I'm considered millennial. Some other people are considered, like, you guys are millennial. You guys are like 10 years apart from me. Okay, maybe 10's a little over exaggerating, but still, like, and like, I don't know, that's kind of hard. I wish they did it by like late 30s, mid 30s, early 30s, like be more specific on like the age term. Because when I read millennial, actually, you know what I was thinking? I was like, somehow I was thinking like 2000. So I was like, wait, you mean kids these days, like just out of college, fresh out of college, they're buying houses? But I guess that wasn't the case, right? What? So Hy-Vis, Hy-Vis. I don't know what that is. I was thinking Hy-Vee. Is this month Autism Awareness Month? You know I'm gonna look it up. Oh, really? Oh. Oh, it is. Oh. Should we have a day to talk about autism? I'm actually curious of autism. Does that sound weird if I'm curious about it? Does that sound rude? Thanks for telling us. Okay. Remind me to do that on a day. How else do you... do you mean learn? Learn? We should do that. Oh, that's a dialect form of learn. Is calling it ASD more politically correct nowadays? What is ASD? Autism. Instead of ASD, instead of autism, you call it ASD? Autism spectrum disorder. Guys, we will have medical learning day because I think autism is something that we need to learn. I thought the ASD was your keyboard. Because I know like drama portrays it well, but I think we need a separate section. I was watching, you guys know the K-drama that was aired like a couple of days ago or like a couple of months ago. And you know how WASD what the fudge? Yeah, Torny Woo. I was actually really thinking about, I actually started watching videos about autism, and that it's the spectrum is so diverse that you can go from like severe to more modern, but everyone, you know, like because some people aren't educated in this field, that they just assume that it's really bad and that you're just gonna. So when I see people, you kind of sometimes can tell, and it's always something that I need to work on, is not always think that they are disabled people. Oh, that's also bad, but they are different because they are just human being, right? But I feel like some people just treat them, and like I was watching this video about like autism, and like people say if you also give like it's really bad to keep them like ignored, but it's also really bad to be like super helpful or something. It's like, so they were like just be normal, like they are a normal human being. And I was like, you know, that's actually really true, because you get to a point where you're just like, oh, I need to help these people out. I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people around the world are very ignorant with these cases, along with me. It's not like I've done actual separate research or separate studies on this thing, but I wish these type of information can be provided easily without offending anyone, but I always think that's hard. So. And because this month is autism awareness, I'm hoping I'm gonna try to find a place where we could do some volunteer work. I'm gonna ask my mom to see if she can find me some places. I think we might have some connection. So, science and tech has changed so quickly. I think so. I think it's because of science and tech that, and also the fact that there's so many resources out there that you don't know which one you could trust. Like, I could be sitting here, like, that's why whenever you guys say something, I always tell you guys, give me proof, because whatever you guys are saying, some people might believe on it. So like, I could be sitting here trying to manipulate you guys into saying, guys, Jinri is the most prettiest female streamer out there, and that she deserves to get like 5k 50k a month, so that my bank, I am going to have like 200 bank account. I could easily convince you, and that's what, it's scary. So yeah, so you always need citation. I don't know, it's just some random thing that I'm it's just kind of really interesting how mouth of mouth인가? What is it? I think mouth to mouth is bad, right? Word of mouth. I was thinking word of word, mouth of mouth, mouth to mouth. Word of mouth is really strong. I know, that's what I was thinking. Mouth to mouth was that's just some. So mouth to mouth is only good when you're in a relationship. That's true. Mouth to mouth could save people. So, anyways, you guys are trolls. So today's something that we wanted to touch upon on, and I'm going to talk to you guys later. I mean, my chat, my viewers today, because we've been kind of casually talking about it. But if we can figure out a way to use YouTube podcast, because YouTube recently came out with a podcast. If someone can give me the news about it, and I wanted to use that since what I like to do is talk, and I feel like this is somewhat podcast. It doesn't have to be always like perfect. You know, you gotta start out somewhere, right? So that's what I'm hoping to do. Maybe I could put on the one we talked about India, but like the problem with that is that we kind of go on with other places. So, but at the same time, I don't want it to be scripted. So I like today's conversation. I know we did kind of move on to random places, but I think it was kind of relevant, right? So if you guys want to give me some feedback on how today's conversation went, just in general with different topics that we talked about. We did talk about the India one. We also talked about some other one. Yeah. So we did drift away quite a bit. And that's kind of my specialty. To drift away at random places. Okay, so let's now talk about small news today that happened. This one is maybe podcast of you talking about a topic with someone else. Now the thing about that now too is that is the start of creating a tangent. You know, you put me and Yummy together, and that's just tangent. So it's really hard for someone to, I think, I mean, like, if you have a very good MC to keep everyone in track of, then that's fine. Maybe I would just call it a tangent podcast of India. Yeah. Yeah, so I like Yummy. I wanted to invite her again for some K-pop stuff. Maybe I'll invite her for K-pop. I'm gonna talk about K-pop a little bit tomorrow too, because I was talking to Oogie yesterday, and she was like, you know, you need something spicy in your YouTube channel. I was like, I know, and it's disgusting. So we'll kind of come up with some things. It's gotta be something spicier, and I need some pro like K-popper with me, so I might ask Yummy to help out with that. And I need to do a lot of studies. Like, that's something that I need to do. So, and it's hard. Like, doing that is hard, but that's something that I need to practice on, is studying about K-pop. So you know what? This is just really side. I know I've been going on tangent about this, and I need to talk about the Los Angeles mansion tax started Saturday, adding cost to new development. But I mean, this already itself is more like a podcast style than my regular content. So, but another thing that I was thinking of, and I just lost my train of thought, and it's because of you, Hazel. 잠깐, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say, and it was gonna be something about what I've been thinking lately. You like my podcast style, but it does go off on tangents a lot. I try to come back to it, but it's hard. Guys, we're gonna do the Los Angeles. I might just put it on. I know I wasn't saying anything, but it was in my brain. Can you like identify my brain? Oh, and something that I have to do is turn off my music. I don't know, it just gets awkward if I just turn off the music though. So I have to get used to the silence, which is the hardest. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. We're gonna start with this Night Doctor, and we'll look at some other news, and wrap up today's stream by playing some game. But before I do that, I want to figure out how I want to do my YouTube content. So I'll be back. Bathroom time. 야, 잠깐만. Dude, I smell weed. 와.
예방전 쪽이 아니라 우리나라는 그거보다는 이제 다른 사람 나오기 때문에
흔들어봐. 야, 까짓 거 뭐, 까짓 거, 까짓 거, cause we trust in lithium, lithium, 잠깐만, 뭐, lithium, ion, 일단 찾아보자. Okay, no one saw that. Jerry, don't cross the line. 지리야, 선 넘지 마. No. Hey guys, no, yes, don't listen to chat. I'm in Korea. Just kidding. Okay, guys. So let's talk about the Los Angeles, LA. So who lives in LA right now? Who heard about this? My mom all of a sudden starts dancing right in front of me, talking about how she's wearing black because she's gonna go see her sister. I was like, what is she doing? You heard about this situation? Okay, so LA mansion tax starts Saturday. So they're having a mansion tax, adding cost to new development. So measure ULA. What's ULA? Set to kick in on April 1st, LA may soon have hundreds of millions of new dollars available to use for affordable housing and homelessness program. So they're caring more about the... So they're going to tax for affordable housing and homes. Nah, but real estate brokers and developers say the so-called mansion tax may actually slow the number of new apartment complexes being built in the city. Voters approved the citywide tax last November, implementing an additional 4% tax on properties that sell for $5 million or more. If the property sells for $10 million or more, the tax goes up by 5.5%. On a $10 million sale, the seller would have to pay the city $550,000 on top of all the other taxes and fees involved in selling the properties. Supporters of the mansion tax says it will raise about $900 million each year that will earn marked for subsidized housing acquisition, oh my god, acquiring, what the fudge, and rehabilitation, rent assistance, and homelessness related program. So people are going to tax mansions. So mansions weren't taxed before? And of this tax, it's going to raise about 900 million, which will be used for all these. But the tax applies to every real estate sale within LA that is not exempt, including not just mansions, but apartment complexes, retails, and industrial buildings, and other structures, causing some in the real estate business to warn that developers will look elsewhere to build. This is additional mansion tax? So tax is already done, but they're doing an additional tax? So you add another 5% onto the equation. A lot of times the merge are very thin. If they don't have the incentive to build, and people aren't going to build for a loss, we're going to have less housing. A real estate broker, David Kramer, who's the president of Hilton and Highland, a real estate broker that deals with homes that... Oh, thanks, Mom. That generally cost more than $10 million. And he's not referring to mansions, but to apartments. So not just mansions, but people who own apartment complexes, retails, and industrial buildings and other structures. They're going to add additional tax. Real estate. So if they... What the fudge? So they're a 4% tax on properties that sell for $5 million? So if I sell my house for $5 million, I pay 4% tax to LA? So for this is the case where if I sold... So Jinri, let's say I bought a company in Jinri-ko, in Kelly. It's called Jinri-ko. And let's say I was going to move the building where Jinri-ko is located to Texas. I sold it for $10 million. Then I pay the city $550,000 plus other taxes. What the f? Do they want me to, what? 진짜로? Do they think everyone in LA are rich? Maybe they are rich. And they're giving it to homeless. Rehabilitation, rent assist. Okay, maybe rent assistance maybe is okay. So he's not just referring to mansions, but to apartments. And that Kramer says large complexes that lease out homes can easily cost more than 10 millions to build. So when you include the tax plus commission plus other taxes, potential sellers are looking at 11%. That's $1 million. Whoa, but still. Ani, you know, okay, so I understand you guys. It's like, hey, this person's rich. It's okay for them to lose 1 million. But one thing that I just don't like about this is that they're forcing people to donate. It just feels like they're forcing, like, these additional tax. Do you really have to do that? I feel like we're harsh on rich people, guys. Rich people are also people. Guys, if you had a reason, okay, so let's you know what this feels like? You know, as a streamer, I feel bad for saying this, but let's say, hey, you guys are to watch me now. We are starting a new tax system. Please give me $20 every stream that you guys watch. Isn't that sad? And to me, you guys are rich because you guys donate to me, right? Wow, you guys have more money, so you guys are richer than me, right? That's so... But I just don't feel like, well, personally, at least for me, I just feel like, wow, forcing? 모르겠어. Like, if I were to hear 11%, because all rich people still think like this. They're going to think like normal human beings, guys. Or even worse, they do still want to save their money. It's not, I mean, like, they probably spend that much money on other places. So if you guys were all rich, would you guys be fine if you were to sell for 11%? Would you guys be okay giving up $1 million to the government? $1.1 million. But it's like, if you sold, how much is... That's the thing, like, if I made that much money, I would rather spend it on, like, good cause. Maybe I'm very ignorant. I think... So, like, the reason that they stated is for... So, can I just get a vote of who thinks this is a good policy versus a bad policy? Mention text. You know what I wrote? Good text. Good policy. I love it. Bad policy. It sucks. And I think when we were to do this poll, I feel like we would need to make an analysis of, let's say, how much, what you're doing for... Well, I have to be very careful about this reason too, because it seems like our chat has two different sides for this, right? And I want to try to stay neutral, but personally, just, this is personal, don't hate on me, is that I just feel like there is a better way. Of course, we can say, hey, 1 million out of 10 million isn't enough, but if I think of it in terms of why I'm saying this, guys, is I had my wedding recently, okay? And of course it's not like related as much, and you know it's helping out the poor, but there was something wrong there was something that happened in my wedding where I had to pay extra fee, and I was really annoyed. I was like, why are you making me pay? Like, I'm already spending so much. But like, at one point I was thinking, okay, maybe it's just like, maybe it's just couple $100. But then at the same time, it's like, you know what I could have done with my $200? I could have done Lost Ark character like clothes. I could have bought Lost Ark character clothes. I could have spent that money on going to a nice fancy restaurant. I could have. You know, like, so yeah, maybe you're rich, but that person maybe would have done, maybe that rich person could have thought, oh, that $1.1 million instead of actually giving it to the government, where we don't know how it's being spent. Of course they do give out that report of, yeah, we spent 11% on this category. You know, I would rather feel comfortable spending it to a charity that I believe in. And that's something, maybe that's just me. Maybe if I become rich, I'll be that nice person, and that there's disgusting, evil, rich, greedy old human being out there that doesn't do that. But this is just like forcing, and I don't know, I don't really like the force that they're giving. So, but that's just me, guys. I hope this isn't going to offend you guys. You guys can really talk about like, yeah, but like, it's adding up that extra, right? And already you're spending what, like 550k on the fee, and you're adding an extra 550k, right? So, and the number of 1 million versus like 550k feels different. Maybe not for, maybe the rich might feel it different, but for me, like if you think about it, if we kind of change the terminology to like our generation, like not our generation, but like our status terminology, it's like, would you pay $500 for tax, or would you want to pay $1,000 for tax? Like, how does that hit you guys? Of how much you're making right now. Like, you know what's really funny is you guys think, hey, they're rich. 1 million isn't that much. Sorry to say, guys, but for those who kind of agree with this right now, guys, $5 a sub isn't that much. Why not gift a sub? You know that? Then it's like, it's just a cup of coffee. I think if you approach it like that, then it'd be like different, no? Why isn't it? But if you guys start thinking that $1 million isn't enough, isn't expensive for rich, isn't that how it feels for like streamer versus like thing? So if I'm just saying, if I were to simplify, because $5 for you guys isn't that much, right? Did I marry a wealth? No. If I did marry, shouldn't I be in Seoul? Is it not a similar concept? I don't know. I just feel like okay. Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, but apparently that's a very bad thing, so. Morning, Murray. This happens. So let's say, what can we compare? I just feel like we can't think for the rich, though. I just feel like if we don't know how it feels to be rich, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I don't know how it feels like to be rich. So to me, just losing an extra tax sucks. And so I wanted to make a comparison for you guys saying, well, if we were to simplify it in our terminology, it would be nice to compare. But like, if you were to get extra tax paid for maybe working, maybe watching a streamer, all of a sudden they're like, we're gonna tax you. We're gonna tax the government. Oh, sorry. We're gonna tax viewers $20 for watching streamers. Because you're watching them. Would you watch them? Sorry, not tax the government. Tax you guys. Tax the viewers $20. You want me to tax the government? Need to be something that we're getting paid for? Does $100 away from 1,000 hit harder than 1 million from 10 million? Actually, both sounds bad for me. 난, like, even 1 million also sucks. 모르겠어. Maybe cause... I don't know. I think somewhat of a, like, I feel like it's just that we don't know how it feels to be rich, so maybe we can make assumptions. And that's probably why we're having a fight in chat, is that I'm making an assumption saying, you know, it still sucks to lose money, but you guys are making an assumption saying, hey, you know, it really, like, they can lose money. It's only 1 million for them who makes 100 million per year or something. So, yeah, what can we do? We just have to ask someone who's rich, guys, right? Yeah, but you know they always say, don't worry too much about the rich. They still have a lot of money, but maybe we are being very ignorant and arrogant. It's not like I'm siding for, like, the rich. I hope that's not what it sounds like. Maybe I am. Maybe I am siding for the rich. But I just in general, I hate getting taxed to the government. Oh! It's because my chat knows how much I hate, like, I hate getting taxed. It's really stressful to be getting taxed. So... but and I also want to say there's nicer people around the year. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be expecting more tax this year too. Yeah, I mean, if that was the case extended, I would still feel bad. I'd be so mad that, like, Twitch is still stealing my dinero, right? So for me, it just sucks. No matter if I have million or 10 million, the fact that they're just paying off extra is really sad that I have to do that. But it's not like I'm gonna be, like, using that money for somewhere else. And you never know, maybe, like, they need a case of something else. I don't mind if the tax are transparent with their transaction with the money. Dubai has 0% tax, really? LA is pretty hot too. This is very interesting, guys. This is... So I know we just had a vote where a lot of people did say, hey guys, sorry, my this is, you know, there could have been a better policy is the conclusion you guys wanted to say. So what would have been better? I know you guys are saying, yeah, well, rich people can pay more tax. Okay. So what would have been better than doing this? Taking 50% and giving it to me? That's what I think too. What can... Maybe what Jolly said of being very transparent, but you know, they do have that, like, you know, where they spent it on, where they did it on. What if there was just an annual, like, riches, like, people who make above certain amount should, you know, spend money on charity? I mean, there's always a way, I feel like you guys were saying, that riches can exempt out of that situation, but they just need to pay. So what is considered rich, guys? What is the income level that people are thinking rich? And that what rate should people be paying? So if they have 5 million in the bank, 6 or 7 million asset, 15 million net profit. So if the top 1% makes $1 million a year, is $1 million a year is very good. Wait, so maybe Rich Steel Music is rich. He doesn't like you guys' assumption of the fact that it's easy to say Rich needs to... I wanna wait, is this, maybe this might seem kind of stupid, but what is considered rich? So pinned out an exact income level is that I wish I did not read Loco's chat comment. So if you make at least $45,000 a month, you are considered rich. Holy cow. Or 68,000. Why is this too small? Guys, don't say it's a lie. Go look up your own material. I mean, then why? Guys, I searched internet. Wait, but this is really small though. 뭐 그러면 이거? Should we call Rebecca Lake? Should we look her up then? I guess people are thinking that 45k a month is small, right? You guys are assuming that it's small. Guys, it's per month. It's probably more about how you feel you compared to the people. I'm rich. Of love! I'm rich of love! So if you make 540k a year, they're saying you're considered rich. Is a mention text. So okay, 540k straight, and now let's say they, how much do you have to work? So if you're still making 540k a year, you would have to work 10 years to get 10k. 10 million. Approximately like 8 years to work to get 10 million. You have to work 2 years to get 1 million. Longer. 20 years, yeah. 17. Sorry. Did I say 10 years? Yeah, so approximately 20 years to get 10k. Guys, I don't know if I have to work 20 years to buy let's say whatever property and then so my 1 year expense, I'm paying my 1 year expense for that though. Let's just go straight my net income, my net annual income though. So should I not sell it? Maybe for those who have a building in LA, don't sell it until they take out the mention tax. Or maybe that's why people started taking it out. I mean, like, I'm just making a comparison, you guys. If we think of it in terms of numbers of year to work, if we just say our net income, I know they just did say that your annual was 45k. I think the people in LA would be borrowing that money even if they are rich. About wealth and income. 그러니까 it's kind of hard to make the analogy of what it would have felt for me. What if it's purchased with mostly debt? I pay tax on something I don't fully own. Oh, that would suck too. 모르겠네. I don't know. I wish. 모르겠네. Well, actually, with this article, it seems to be two arguments. One of the first argument is, we are saying rich should pay this much, but some people are saying, hey, still rich is human being. Paying this much is too much. The second argument is, okay, fine. I'm fine getting taxed to government. Because they gave out these, because they're gonna do it for subsidized housing acquisition, rehabilitation, rent assistance, and homeless-related programs. But that's it. There's no more specific details. When it was spent, how it was spent, how much it was spent. The details aren't provided, which makes it very suspicious that I'm wasting my money. It's difficult. This is a good reason why not to live in LA, guys, right? If someone is not cash rich, I mean, I feel like they would definitely... What's Cal HFA? a lot of reason to stay in LA rather than not. It's too expensive there. I mean, it is closer to Korea, but I would rather stay in Seattle than LA. Oh, Dominus is new to my stream, right? You're not new to my stream. You don't know the ground rules, man. Do you want to get in trouble? California Housing Finance Agency. Established in 1975, independent California lower rate housing loan. So this is richest low rate housing loan through the sales of taxable and tax exemption bond. But this is a loop? It's just laws to get rich, get richer? 어렵다. This is a hard problem. I mean, I feel like there's better ways to maybe define this, but wow, this is hard. I feel like I can't speak for the rich. I'm not rich, right? But this is hard. This is hard. This is definitely hard. I think this is hard. Taxes are annoying. Taxes are annoying. Well, like, at one point, if you think about how it's being taxed in, like, the European countries, you know how it's being, taxed a lot? I think it was, I don't know, like... I can't speak for European countries, but what was it, like, 50-some%? Like, if you think about it there, it's like, holy shizzle, you're taxing that much there? But, like... They're using it for good cause. I think, like, what, college was free? Correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, there's really good, really good, doctor, something, blah, 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 so... healthcare, education, yeah, Denmark. So if we knew that was the case, then sure, paying that much isn't that bad, honestly. Like, if you know that there is good cause, I guess. But if there's no history, with that, like, it's not like California is known for healthcare and education. When you're paying 50% of that, then would I want to, if I were the rich, would I still want to be taxed like additional like 5%? Not really. And I think that's, like, you know, listening to what you guys have to say about this, that's probably gonna be my conclusion, is that sure, okay, yeah, it sucks, like, getting taxed additional 5%, and I don't want it to happen, but are you gonna use it for good cause? Are you gonna have evidence? So, are they known for good education and healthcare? What's the healthcare benefit and education in Cali? That's up to California people to tell me if that's actually true. What's your healthcare system? We have a lot of schools. I think that already defines what, you know, what we think of California along with good education and healthcare. UCLA, UC Berkeley, yeah, they're a really good school. How easy is it to get in as a in-state? And like, yeah, of course you can go through the community college to UCLA, UC Berkeley. Like, of course that's always a good thing, but if we were to compare it to Denmark, you know, like where it's known to have high taxes plus education, yeah, Cali might be better than a lot of the countries or a lot of the states in the US, but a marketplace? Fudge, what was it called? Anyways, that's I don't know. That's gonna be, I guess, my conclusion. We'll have to see where if this is going to actually happen, how much it's gonna be costing. And I know I gave out the bigger information or like the bigger comparison of like, let's say we had a $10 million or $10 million house. You have to pay $550,000. So. But that's the thing, Dominance. Like, so what? So what if you're rich? You still have to pay so much tax compared to like, I'd rather stay happy than having to get lots of money and losing a lot of money. And if I know that like the healthcare system and the education is going really great. And I thought Denmark, you don't pay for college, or I thought they had something. I might be completely wrong. I'm gonna look it up. But money isn't everything, guys. Money isn't everything. So I did type in education in Denmark. I just wanted to see what they say. And it's kind of ironic, by the way, that I'm saying this, because I always say, hey, chat, you earn a lot of money than me. At least give me 10%, guys, right? So, sorry, guys. So in Denmark, most education is tax filed and free of charge for students. Education is important. So what do they provide in education? I just kind of got curious. Yes, money is everything. Especially, money isn't the happiness, but it's my everything. What do they give you for free? They can choose from a variety of tertiary options, including standard university that grants bachelor, master's, and PhD, university college that awards bachelor in hand-on subject, or public art and architecture academy. Wait, so do they pay for education? I've just been like skimming through and I think I must have missed a section. Oh, bye, Murray. Have fun at work. Public universities in Germany are free? Yeah. 14 universities are tuition free for EU, EEA residents. Oh, really? Wow. See, yeah. My friend paid 2K today for 8K in dental care, and he's only half done, apparently. That's a lot. Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know about you guys, but UCLA, UC Berkeley probably cost a lot still for in-state. Right? How much do they cost? How much does UCLA or UC Berkeley cost, guys? But still, like... And those are public universities. Right? Not... Stanford's private, so... $30 to $50K a year? $30 to $50K a year? Whoa! Of course there's stuff. So what's the percentage of getting financial aid in California? But like, how many people get like grants? Because like, not everyone can get grants and who does in-state, right? Or can they? Financial aid is like 15-20% of tuition. Oh really? Financial aid isn't like 100% off. I'd be curious of what's the percentage. Back in your days. 40K. Wow, I paid 10K for in-state. Less than 10K. 아, UCLA 진짜 비싸다. 와, I didn't know. I think a lot more people were aware of... That's true. My financial aid paid off my tuition, but still wasn't enough to cover housing. Oh, you went to Berkeley? Joe Suno? Oh, we have a smart human being on chat. Awesome. Hey, Berkeley. Oh, you went to the same school as my friend? Her name's Yuri97. You should definitely follow her, but she doesn't stream anymore. She's been Instagramming, but then not Instagramming. Oh, is she TikToking? Oops, sorry. Anyways, so to my conclusion. This is interesting. I've never heard about mansion text, and I think I really liked it. I didn't really like it. I learned something interesting, and I didn't realize this would bring in a lot of fire to, in chat. I hope no one's really offended from whatever I said. But I just really wish that whatever decision that they made for this, they could have done it better, and that they should be doing it better, because I don't know. I know you guys are like the government, but there's a reason why people picked you for the government, right? They do pick these people to be in charge, right? I guess they hired you. There's a reason why people hired you. So hopefully, I mean, like, you can't please everyone, but I just wish that good decision would come in the near future about this, or else, you know what they say. I mean, like, even this President Opar is actually saying, you know, like, you add in another 5%, and then a lot of time the margin's thin, blah blah blah. That's a lot of money. It is a lot of money, guys. And I don't know. 1 million. Total 1 million. It's either 1 million or 550K. If I own a 10 million. That's crazy. So anyways. Yeah, we're gonna... But even this guy is predicting that we're going to have less housing. So it's unfortunate. Maybe that's what they're thinking, but... Well, like, now that I think about it, if we're talking about rich giving more money to... If rich can be taxed more and they become mid-class, does that mean the pricing of everything in California is going to be cheaper? Would that happen? Or would they just leave the state? I don't know. So anyways, the conclusion for this was that it was a bad policy. And that, you know, something needs to be done about this. Bad? I don't know if I want to say bad, but some things could have been done better. Could have gotten better. LA is always interesting. I don't know, like Cali is always interesting. There's always fun stuff going on. Hopefully if that would happen, but if that's not the case, then it's the worst outcome of riches pay more would be everything's just super expensive and like no one can afford anything. You live in San Jose? That's awesome. I had a friend. Wait, you're rich then. That means you're rich. Seller will just raise the price? Yeah. I guess that would be another option to do, is just if they're supposed to be paying like $1.1 million, maybe they'll sell it for like 11 point something. So. Not like dissing Cali, but I really think living in Cali is really hard. I don't know about you Cali people, but that sucks. Of course it's fun. There's lots of fun stuff and the neighborhood's beautiful. Love the beach and everything, but I just feel like the living costs and everything can be a little tough. They would have to find a willing buyer at that price. That's the thing, yeah, that's true. But would someone? 50-pound bag of rice cost $42. Really? It was 28? 16? Back in my days, local. Back in my days. Oh, what? Hazel, do you live in Chicago? South suburb of Chicago get taxed the same as the city. Because they're the same county? You know, my dream goal was to live somewhere like near Chicago, but that completely will be changing sometime soon. You know, now that I think about it, I do like Madison. I think Madison is nice and cozy. Oh. Because there are many bars. So other news that I wanted to tackle. Not anymore. We've had fun debates and chatting about this news. I hope it was educational. What I plan on doing is something like this and uploaded it. What usually it's done by like my interns. They post it on my Discord with all these articles and I just read the ones that I find is going to be hot, like this one. I knew, like, not gonna lie, I can kind of tell what type of side you guys are on by chatting, and so it's fun kind of bringing up these controversial, but sometimes if you get mad, I kind of feel bad. But I want to use that anger, but I want it to be kind of like I kind of want it to be like a good discussion though, because you know it's nice to talk and understand other sides. Like if I weren't talking to you guys, I'd have been like, you know, like I would have only gotten one side of the story. So Yeah, and at least you guys don't have to worry about the mansion tax, right? So, but so I picked the ones that I really enjoy. But the problem is that I love talking so much. Yeah, and I really hope you guys did learn something, and I hope it was fun. I hope no one's like stressed out and they're molding and you're like you guys are like ripping your hair off. But I hope this was a good discussion, and I plan on doing this more often. And so, you know what I've been trying to think about doing is, would it be better if I do like time difference during the day, where I do maybe like 2 hours of like education talk, like this type of news talking, and then move on to something else, so that we can have more like a diverse stream every day, or keep it day by day? Like, because right now my streams is done every day, has different content, but I'm not sure which one people are preferring. And so would it be better, because the problem with these type of social issue news is that they come up like really fast, so if you want to be aware of it. But I guess I do like the days. You want me to poll it? Day by day, time stream will feel like high school. I love high school. Just kidding, I hated high school. Okay, so every Monday US time will be stock stream, or like this type of discussion, so I hope you guys can join. And hope you guys talk about fun stuff. And give a big round of applause to Jolly for providing fun information, fun articles. So should we be more that is impossible, because he knows more stuff than me. So I'm still like a baby stuff. That's why I have to be very careful in asking you guys on certain details. But you know, I'm also going to say what I believe in, and I hope you guys can understand that's my thought. But I hope you guys realize that I'm not forcing that on you guys. So I'm going to keep making sure that I say that in between. So remind me if I keep forgetting to say that. So that no one's going to be like, oh my god, I can't believe she's saying that. She's trying to manipulate all these human beings. Of course, I don't have that many viewers. But I wanted to spice it up with some more fun news. Instead of how bad the market is right now. So I'll be doing this. Today's 3 articles that we talked about will be... should still be relevant past the news cycle. Oh, yeah. Yes. How dare she say long hair is better than short hair? Now that we had this discussion, yes, we cannot bear subbing to this channel, because even $5 is waste of money to this awful streamer. I cannot listen to this anymore. And don't forget, in between, I'm gonna add in reference to donating for the stream, because I need that money, guys. I am a full-time streamer, so I will be asking for charity funds. If you guys are interested, feel free to give me some charity funds. It does help me with buy my cabbage, and that's a meme because I like cabbage. So I'm going to kind of turn around the tables. I'll be probably getting ready to play some games for a bit. I do have to play War Thunder. I'm gonna try download. I should have actually downloaded it, so I might actually stream it later. Not kimchi. Like, I like cabbage, not that cabbage. What's the cabbage that I like? Okay, so the kimchi cabbage is Napa cabbage, but the cabbage that I'm talking about is like cabbage. So I might actually play this game tomorrow because I don't have a game. Not. Wait, what's the cabbage that I was talking about? Cabbage is just the green cabbage. What the fuck is Taiwan? I don't know what that is. Woo! 1 million Yes, guys, so that I can pay mansion tax, guys, of $1,000. But you know, actually, I was actually I felt like the rich while at the wedding. I kind of understand why you guys are saying that, because, you know, one of the fees that I paid, I'm gonna end with this story because I forgot to download the game, so I'm going to download it, and tomorrow we'll do the K-pop content. But guys, no one played the game while I was talking. Anger. Hey, intern, what is this? Wait, the command didn't work. Really? Is this still not working? Oh, I have to stream it for 50 more minutes. The green cabbage. I don't know what camera I'm using. Okay, by the way, I have to be in War Thunder. I only did 1 hour 5 minutes of this. Okay, well, anyways, we're gonna move on to the game. So thanks, guys, for the fun discussion. I'm going to stop here with the discussion talks. And we'll be moving on to my sponsorship game, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So thanks for watching my fun discussion for... What the heck is this? Stock! Not really stock anymore, but for social issues and fun issues around the world. So hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next Monday for